the World Cup. But this could be good. Repeat of the 2010 opening game as well. There's the Mexico lineup. Raul Ranjal, preferred to the World Cup legend Memo Ochoa in goal. The captain, Alvarez, is left out here. 17-year-old sensation Ilberto Mora is on the bench today. Raul Jimenez, in his 4th World Cup, gets his first start, and he hopes his first goal as well.
All right, so
Gutierrez, who used to play for Chicago Fire, in the lineup as well. He's been in form in the prep game, South Africa. Well, the young Chicago Fire star, Umpagazazi, gets a start here. Ronwen Williams, the goalkeeper for the last 12 years. Mark Wayne is the heartbeat of the team in midfield. And Lyle Foster, just relegated from the English Premier League with Burnley, will be expected to provide some goal threat. Ikram Raiders, a maybe slightly surprising selection in what looks quite an attacking lineup. Just seething atmosphere, Landon. Of course, you know the World Cup. You scored 5 goals in the World Cup in 12 appearances, but you can just feel the tingle almost, can't you, here?
Yeah, and I also know this stadium very well, and it is a daunting place to play. This place was packed 3 hours before the game. When we arrived at 7 a.m., there were thousands and thousands of people outside waiting to get in. Mexico has been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Making history today as the first country ever to be hosts on 3 occasions. And this is the biggest stadium officially now of this World Cup, holding 80,800.
Just so you guys are aware, I have like little understanding, not of the sport itself, but like the teams, the matchup, so I have to catch up. I haven't watched World Cup in, I think it's maybe my 2nd time like actually like watching it.
South Africa, they did qualify
ahead
of Nigeria. That's worth remembering here. Not been in such great form since. Mexico are big favourites. There's Raul Jimenez, who has been in the shadows at World Cups really in the past. Keeps getting selected, never in the starting lineup until now. He's just announced, or it's been announced, he's moving back to his old club, Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Oh, I gotta charge my phone.
Mexico in green amid some mayhem here at the Aztec.
All right, we're off. Oh my God, my phone is.
The back 4 for Mexico, as we expected.
I'm trying to rotate my phone. And
Reyes getting the nod at right back ahead of Sanchez.
Oh God. That's annoying.
Mexico have been in good form leading into this round, and 8 games unbeaten, and they've played some decent opponents like Belgium and Portugal and Ghana along the way.
Yeah, and actually prior to that, Ian, they were in poor form. And there was a lot of dismay amongst the Mexican fans, the media, but they've turned that around. Javier Aguirre's done a great job getting them confident and ready as we head into what will be the biggest moment in all of these players' career.
15.
It's Reyes spreading the play to Vasquez, who plays in Italy for Genoa. It's an automatic pick for Mexico.
So, like, basically, what I want to know is how many.
Lira preferred to the captain Alvarez in midfield. Alvarez was waiting to make his 100th appearance for Mexico. He'll have to wait a bit longer.
How are we feeling? Obviously, if you're from South Africa or Mexico, how much do you want your team to win by? Because I know you want your team to win.
I've been here a number of times, Ian. I've never seen it like this.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to move this back.
Here's Reyes for the Mexicans.
There's Reyes.
Alvarado looking to skip inside.
Counter, very nice. South Africa with the ball
for the
now.
first time, Jaden
Number
Adams gets
20,
involved.
who is that?
South Africa.
Feliso.
One of 6 Mamelodi Sundown players in the South African lineup, and that club played at the Club World Cup in the United States last year and did pretty well
getting it back,
as well, beating the Asian champions.
Getting it too, sorry.
Olsan They only lost 4-3 to Borussia Dortmund, drew with the good Brazilian side, Fluminense. So South Africa, I think, are to be respected.
You know, interestingly, Ian, too, when you come to Azteca, there are a few things.
Let me see
besides
the
the team you're playing against that are against you. One is the altitude, 2, the smog, 3, the crowd. South Africa, a lot of these players actually play in South Africa.
That was a dangerous pass.
And they play at altitude. They've also been here for 10 days, so they are acclimated. That is not a big advantage. The other thing is South Africa actually like to have the ball.
Manager
They
Javier.
will do a good job of forcing Mexico out of their comfort zone. Mexico want to press, but South Africa are okay having the ball and killing the game a little bit that way.
Alvarado looked to turn it inside. I've noticed early on South Africa when Mexico
so much sunlight in my room. It's kind of annoying. Can't really do much about it. Well, I could get like a green screen, but I can't do much about it right now.
Certainly a foul by Modiba there, and these are dangerous situations.
Foul by Modiba.
And South Africa have conceded a number of goals lately on corner kicks and set pieces. Mexico in their last game against Serbia before the World Cup scored a couple goals on set pieces, so this will be a big part of the game tonight.
And Roberto. All right, so Roberto's going to shoot. Let's see what he got.
Could be the left foot of Alvarado, though there is the alternative.
Alvarado is going to take it in.
In the end, it was Reyes, and it wasn't that good.
Very nice.
It's a bit ambitious, trying to shoot from there.
Trying to test his luck. See if he can get any openings early.
Always so many lofty expectations surrounding Mexico. The best they've ever done is the 2 times they hosted the World Cup, 1970, 1986. They got to the quarterfinals on both occasions. Laid off by Jimenez. Reyes gets a decent looking cross. It's a splendid save from Ronwen Williams. First thing he's had to do, and my word, didn't he do it well?
Well, this all starts with Jimenez heading the ball wide, a good layup, and then he follows into the box.
Good job by Williams.
This is a fantastic save from Williams to parry that wide.
Really good hit by Jimenez. That was
like Mexico was
particularly was the first thing he had to do in the game.
Very nice.
Mexico pressing again, looking a little disorganized at the back. And they haven't managed to clear that again either. And possibly they can launch a break here. Reyna's doing his best, and maybe there's something, if they got the last ball right there, no, they didn't. Lyle Foster rather fluffed his lines.
And here's the chance again. Watch Jimenez follow into the box. It sat up perfectly for him. He gets pretty good purchase on it. Not perfect, a little off the shin, but Williams does a fantastic job to push that wide. And just a little warning sign there for Mexico. Be careful. South Africa on the break can be very dangerous, and they just got the last pass wrong, but it could have been a dangerous opportunity.
Lira spreading the play. Now Gallardo. South Africa, you feel, just will need time to settle Lyle Foster again. Maybe there's a little bit of early stage fright for the Burnley player. It would be understandable.
15.
Sort of.
I'm sure he's played in a lot of difficult environments, but nothing like this.
John Vasquez. South Africa with the ball again.
4th time in the World Cup for South Africa. They've yet to get beyond the group stage.
Out of bounds.
Montez. Now Vasquez. And Quinones, who's recently become the top scorer in the Saudi League with a last day hat-trick. Referred to Vega today on that left-hand side by Mexico. New regulations and interpretations will be that the VAR can take a look, and if an attacking corner is given wrongly, it can be turned into a goal kick.
Well, it should work the other way, because I believe that was a corner kick, and that would have been a massive advantage for Mexico again.
Not long towards Raiders again. Cesar Montes out to Israel Reyes.
Kick to mid.
With a little flick on.
They're advancing it out of bounds again.
Third World Cup for Jesus Gallardo. He's a quality performer really in that position. Third World Cup in charge of Mexico for Javier Aguirre. And incidentally, he and his opposite number, Hugo Bros, played against each other in the 1986 World Cup. Chitole was caught out there, and there's a lucky goal for the Mexicans. Quinones.
Oh my goodness, already. Jillian Quinones already. Wow. What a goal. What a goal, man.
Well, Ian, I told you South Africa do want to possess the ball. The one thing you cannot do is turn the ball over. It falls to Quinones, and Williams is going to want that one back. Good first touch. Quinones cuts inside on his preferred right foot. Good strike. Williams can't get his legs shut fast enough. 1-0 to Mexico.
And the coach's decision to play Quinones and not Vega on that side has paid off as well. Fantastic piece of work, by the way, by Eric Lira to win that ball off Chitole and set up the opportunity exactly the start Mexico wanted. What can South Africa do about that?
I'm going to probably just take this off. There's no point.
So far, here's Jimenez again, but the referee's going to pull the play back.
All right.
Ludau missed his challenge.
Foul. Number 4.
Well, a little scrappy from South Africa now. They're obviously rattled, but there's a little cat and mouse going on here, Ian. South Africa do want to play, and Mexico, with all the energy and all the momentum from the crowd, have come out pressing. A couple times South Africa have broken the pressure, and it's put Mexico on their heels.
And they do like to put a lot of pressure on the ball, especially like in those
just did is turn the ball over in your own end. Mexico feast off that.
But I do like to see that they're looking to like apply
pressure
pressure as early as possible. That's really good to see.
Hugo Bros, the head coach, has been in charge for 5 years. He will retire after this championship.
Hugo Bros.
I think it's fair to say, Landon, his South African side, Bafana as they're known, they've not settled yet.
Nice coach for 5 years, W. Opportunity wasted for South Africa here.
Just have to watch the counters, Mexico, but a great start for them. And don't forget the US opens its World Cup facing off against Paraguay tomorrow on Fox. Our coverage starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's 3 p.m. Pacific. And I would imagine and you hope that the nation will be glued to that.
We'll see.
Absolutely, we will.
John Strong and Stuart Holden on the call for that US match.
Turnover.
I also think it's not too early to say, Ian, South Africa have to be careful here. If you lose the game 1-0, you lose by a goal. It doesn't kill your hopes for the rest of the tournament, but you lose by 3, 4, 5.
You don't want
that can put you in a big hole.
Yeah.
As goal differential could be a deciding factor as to which teams go through.
And these are just the the starting games. You gotta understand, you cannot play around.
And Jimenez was up for that one as well. Didn't quite get over it to direct his header forwards. He is useful in the air for sure.
Ryan Williams, goalkeeper.
Gianni Infantino, president of FIFA, watching on the left-hand side after all the showpiece of the opening ceremony. I think the bit of the smoke from that still lingering, isn't it, out there?
It might be smog, I don't know.
They're just testing it, kicking the ball a little bit. Back to the keeper. Makes the play
down that side by Gallardo and Quinones. Gutierrez is looking to latch onto this one. He scored a
South
very
Africa
good goal.
Looking to push back. Okay.
Games from long range. No surprise to see him make the starting lineup. South Africa get some kind of attacking move going. Mudau failing to control that. They've struggled in the build-up to this game, lost and drew with Panama at home, and then drew 0-0 with Nicaragua as well, and then a 1-1 draw behind closed doors with Jamaica. The coach.
I wish I had a. You know what? I'm gonna have to get a second monitor. I need a second monitor. I'm not gonna cap. I need a second monitor now. And a green screen. Second monitor and a green screen, for sure.
Yeah, as we see a foul here against Fidalgo. And, you know, part of the challenge, Ian, is they've broken Mexico a few times as Mexico's come to press. But then they want to go fast and try to hit the killer pass. What they need is to get into Mexico's end, have some of the ball, and there's a replay of the goal by Quinones.
That's the referee's view of it, by the way, the ref cam. This is a high-tech World Cup. You know, there are even avatars of the players generated by AI.
I never had that.
Yeah.
Number 9. We're going to step back up. That's pretty cool.
I think South Africa needed to get through the first 20 minutes playing away from home in an atmosphere like this with a team of players who've never played in the World Cup before, none of them, but they conceded early, and really they did press the self-destruct button a bit with that goal.
Yeah, and Ian, across the world for the history of time, you say don't give them anything early. Let's make them earn it, and South Africa unfortunately gave Mexico a goal, and now they've got an uphill battle.
Here's Mokoena. Usually plays every minute in that midfield, a key player for them. He hasn't been able to get into it yet. Now Modiba. And the cross is easily cut out.
Nice.
And there's the first yellow card of this World Cup, and there can't really be too many complaints about it.
Might be behind.
Mokoena, who gets the yellow card.
Yeah, Mexico do a good job playing out of pressure, and Fidalgo, good first touch, slides by Mokoena.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely a yellow card.
That is definitely a yellow
South
card.
Africa nearly cost themselves qualification. They were deducted 3 points for playing Mokoena, when he was supposed to be banned against Lesotho. That got turned into a 3-0 defeat, but they made it to this World Cup anyway by the skin of their teeth on the last day.
Well, they need to be aggressive then.
Modiba.
Like, to still make it in, despite all that happening.
And Sani plays for Chicago Fire and will be playing in the All-Star game. Mokwena.
And again, that's what I was talking about, Ian. They do a good job to break the initial line of pressure. You don't have to go fast. Get in Mexico's end, make them defend a little bit, and you can rest a little bit when you have the ball. It's just a little immaturity from South Africa.
They gotta keep poised, or
I think they've started off with what you might call a sort of football equivalent of the yips that you get in golf.
Well, you can't blame them, right? I mean, you come into this environment, you play in the opening match of the World Cup. Mexico, by the way, are a very good team. It's
by the way,
easy,
I will be getting a monitor.
But they're not making it any easier on themselves.
Just get a monitor, guys.
South Korea and Czechia also in this group. They play in Guadalajara tonight with coverage starting at 9 o'clock Eastern on Fox Sports 1. Czechia, who had to come through the playoffs to make it battle-hardened by that. Jackie Oatley and Warren Barton will be calling that match for you. It's going to be quite busy the next 5.5 weeks. There are quite a lot of games to be played. 72 in the group phase alone. 12 groups, top 2 go through, and the 8 best third places. Reyes to approval from the big Azteca crowd.
Oh, wow. They're putting so much pressure on this right side.
I've been delighted with this Mexican start.
They are pushing. And this it's only been 20 minutes. Oh my God.
Looking nice and sharp, fancy his
Oh,
chances.
that had no chance of going in. But
in Saudi Arabia.
Just to give a little bit of excitement to the crowd,
first touch is excellent, but he should have slid in Fidalgo there, who was running alongside that South African back line. Can't blame him for being a little selfish there after the first goal, but that could have been a big chance for Mexico.
There's Memo Ochoa waiting to take part on what would be his 6th World Cup. That would also be true of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo at this World Cup. But Ochoa in the past has been quite brilliant for Mexico on many occasions. He's 40 years old now, though. Mudao. Ocon. South Africa just trying to plot a pathway into this game somehow, and that's better from them. Mudao coming inside this time.
It was excellent again by South Africa to break pressure. But again, the link-up play after that got their lines crossed. And Mudao forced a foul there to stop the play.
With the heat and humidity expected, one of the new things at this World Cup will be a hydration break, and that will be coming up quite shortly. Jimenez again, getting the better of Sitoli again. Jimenez with the little layoff. Mexico with a nice rhythm about their work. Alvarado loves to cut in onto his left foot all the time. The officials are trying to make this World Cup one where the dark arts are pounced upon, the ball is in play more often. All that's to be applauded. Let's see how it plays out. can see the idea of that ball towards Reyners. And Ranhal made a bit of a mess of it. Reyners plays it back into the middle. That could have been something for South Africa. They're claiming a handball. Only Reyners is really, mind you. Here's Mokoena. Gutierrez, the latest to find his way into the book. Incidentally, second yellow cards will go to VAR to just check that the decision was spot on so that somebody isn't sent off mistakenly. That's a new thing as well. There's a lot to keep tabs of here.
Yeah, nervy moment from Ranhal there too.
Yeah, wasn't it?
It's like the ball just got away from him. Now, first opportunity really for South Africa to attack. Can they make the most of these opportunities that should be few and far between today?
Need the right delivery here. And one thing the refereeing community at this World Cup do not want is any of the ugly skirmishing, which is somewhat marred football around the world in more recent times. Could have been better, the free kick, in truth.
It's possible, man. I think that there is a way to...
And I think it's time now for the hydration break. And this hydration break is powered by Powerade.
What can Reyners do? How do you cross it straight into the first?
And going into that break, Mexico feeling very happy with that goal scored by Julian Quiñones. They lead by a goal to nil as the players take their refreshment.
So on this first one, I'll knock you talk?
Yes. Hi, I'm your neighbor.
We're having a watch party.
Would you like to come?
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Hey, Alex, what's up?
Hello, welcome. Come on in, guys.
Unlimited home internet that keeps everyone connected. When the connection matters, it has to be AT&T.
Play for the Ultras. Saved by the Bellboy.
Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
What does it take to be the greatest of all time? It's making everything and everyone around you better. Here's to the greatest of all time.
Here goes. 1, 2, 3.
USA getting set here. Plays it into the box. Takes a touch. He shoots! Off the crossbar. Another chance. The U.S. has done it!
All customers can win up to $25 if USA has one shot versus Paraguay.
To dream the impossible dream. To reach the States World Cup champions.
What? You think the U.S. is going to win the World Cup?
Hey, you don't believe in miracles?
Stop!
Welcome back. The players have taken their 3-minute water break. Ian Dark and Landon Donovan with you for the opening game of the 2026 World Cup at the famous Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. And Mexico co-hosts leading South Africa by a goal to 0.
And Ian, we were just saying during the hydration break, outside of giving away the goal, South Africa haven't been terrible. They've limited the chances, but they've only completed 3 passes in the final third compared to Mexico's 16. So if they get here and they can complete some passes, they'll create some chances, but they need to settle down a little bit when they break that first line of pressure.
Ocon to feed it wide. Only his 8th cap. They've got about 12 players in this squad with 10 caps or under. So this is a rarefied atmosphere indeed for them. No play on words intended, this being the altitude of Mexico City. And as Landon was telling you, South Africa have been training even higher than that at Pachuca. And of course, a lot of their players are from Johannesburg, which is pretty high itself. So the altitude factor maybe not quite as big as it often is with the Mexicans. Looking for the quick break. Fidalgo did some good work in the build-up there. Quinones with the layback. Here he is again, had a bright first half, crowned by that goal. I think Mexico have just got to be careful of a careless moment at the back, haven't they?
Yeah, it feels comfortable right now for Mexico, but I've seen it many times and been involved in many games, especially in World Cups, where one lapse of concentration and this game is 1-1.
Gallardo inside to Quinones. Oh, that's nice work. Gutierrez here. Got an angle for the shot. It was good work. An important block by Sitole. Bright from Mexico, who in the past have often flattered to deceive at World Cups. 7 times in a row they went out in the round of 16 and were out at the group stage last time. A little bit unluckily because they got 4 points. Alvarado. Nicely worked. And then Reyes with the cross, which is too near to Ronwen Williams. Williams, who was on Tottenham Hotspur's books as a kid, made his career elsewhere, and one of the many Mamelodi Sundown players in this squad. Vasquez with the header. Now Lira. If Mexico top this group, they could, in theory, stay in Mexico City or in Mexico itself right the way through to the quarterfinals. If everything went to form, they might play England here in the round of 16. But I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. Quite a lot ahead of ourselves. It's Montes. Mexican players like to give themselves nicknames, or the fans do. Montes is El Cachorro, the puppy. Don't ask me to explain. The other players could probably tell you. You didn't have a nickname, did you, Landon?
Oh, I had a lot, but not appropriate for TV.
Not for broadcast.
No. Especially from the Mexican fans and players.
Well, you were getting a very, considering all the goals you scored against Mexico, you were getting a very warm reception from the fans around here. Maybe they forgot.
I appreciated it.
Here's Modiba here with a good-looking opportunity and not really taken to get a good cross. And he's claiming there was a handball there.
I think he was offside as well. Yeah. Looks like the linesman put his flag up. Yeah, just off. They've caught the Mexican fullbacks a couple times on either side with that kind of run, checking two and then taking off behind. So Mexico do need to be a little careful as they're pressing and trying to get a lot of pressure on the ball. That ball in behind can be dangerous.
This opening game, a repeat of the 2010 opener, played at Soccer City in Soweto, where South Africa went ahead with a quite brilliant goal from Safiwe Shabalala, who was the son of a Soweto taxi driver. But Rafa Marquez equalized for Mexico after 79 minutes. Marquez, who's tipped to become the next coach after Aguirre. Careless from the Mexicans that time. Here's Mokwena. Now Mbokazi, who scored a brilliant volleyed goal in one of the build-up matches against Panama to no avail. Slipping the right ball through. Lau Foster here. And it's not his first errant pass of the first half. And I think we're past the stage fright stage now, aren't we? Rudy Voller there, a German striker, among others.
Ian, there have been some really good moments from South Africa, but their body language actually after the mistakes is really bad. They look like a team that's been struggling of late.
Now then, what can South Africa come up with this time? Here's Alvarado. And he asked a bit too much of Reyes, really. Good quick feet from Alvarado. Gutierrez to play on the inside. Fidalgo. And then Quinones, he thought of the shot. Gallardo across the face to goal. Big interception that from Williams. Otherwise, that could have easily been two.
And Williams did really well, but I thought Gallardo was going to hit this first time. You see Jimenez behind the back line. And actually would have liked to see one of the Mexican players run across the near post. Made it a little too easy for Williams.
Just get the feeling as this goes on, don't you, that the Mexicans might just need the comfort blanket of a second goal. Tonight, by the way, the premiere of the FIFA World Cup 2026 After Hours show with James Corden on Fox at midnight local time. Lira does a good job at the base of that Mexican midfield. Here he is on the ball again. Give me it. Let me keep the ball in Mexican possession.
He's better, Ian, when he's a line higher like he is right now. Let the three center backs and the wing backs build, and then he can receive it in here and face forward. He has to turn back, he does, but he's better when he's a line higher, so they get another number into the attack.
All the way back to Rangel in the end, hoping that Jimenez could do something with that one, but Ocon beats him in the air. Ocon is one of the few European-based players with South Africa, with plays in the second tier in Germany with Hanover. Ludau. Mbokazi. The good-looking ball in, and that could have resulted in something with Lau Foster there
It's a little too easy if you're the Mexican back line. Foster just sneaking in between the two center backs. Here's that dive down by Williams to his left. Again, a runner across the near post freezes Williams there and doesn't allow him to guess and get down so easily.
First time, by the way, that South Africa have failed to have a shot in the opening half an hour of a World Cup game. They've still got time to do something about this scoreline. Alvarado can be a bit hit and miss on that right-hand side, but the coach likes him. Fidalgo plays in Spain for Real Betis. Some of the build-up just a little laboured from Mexico, and the press and the challenge on Lira means that possession is turned over. He wants a free kick for that. He's not getting it. Or is he?
Yeah, I think he is. The referee's he's blown the whistle late quite a few times here. This is really a needless challenge from South Africa. They had Lira under pressure after a poor first touch and could have got possession back.
It's Satoli, isn't it, with the challenge? He does rather clatter into him. It did look a free kick. You're right, Landon. Sun's come out. It's quite a cloudy, rainy morning when we arrived. And as Landon was telling you, it was about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and the place was absolutely packed with kickoff, 6, 7 hours away. Traffic jams. Kingless from Mexico, Lira with the left. Here he is again. Gutierrez plays it wide. They've not quite built on that good start, have they?
No, you know what's happened a bit too, Ian, is the field is drying up, and as the sun comes out, it gets harder and harder to play faster. So it feels like the ball's been stuck a few times under players' feet or not traveling as fast. And that actually hurts the Mexican team.
Well, this used to be a terrible surface in days of old, the Azteca. The one that Brazil won the World Cup in 1970 with Pelé and Tostão, Gerson, Jairzinho, Rivellino and the rest. Pretty bumpy. But what a performance they produced on it. Again, the attack ends in a cul-de-sac. Coming up, the Visa half-time show on Fox.
Check.
Alvarado. Lira to spread the play. Mudau's header, not that convincing. And here's Jimenez! Oh, another great save to deny him his first ever World Cup goal by the goalkeeper, Ronwen Williams. He's done that twice in this first half to deny Jimenez.
And this is so difficult for a goalkeeper because if Jimenez does redirect it, you've got to be ready to dive to your right, but you've also got to predict that he doesn't touch it and be ready to dive left. And Williams does both very well.
That might have been a tight call for offside, but had it gone in, but of course Williams wasn't to know that. Brilliant work from the long-time number one. Now then, Quiñones again. Have a shot, said the crowd. He does. It's blocked. It's come back out. And laid up again. Quiñones off the post. This time, that close to 2-0. And he has been the big thorn in South Africa's side in this first half. Julian Quiñones.
Well, I was just about to say how good he's been. Turns inside, gets the initial shot. The layoff here, you thought it was going to hit the back of the net. You see from the referee cam here, just off the woodwork. And South Africa dodge a bullet.
Quinones got 33 goals in 31 matches for Al Qadisiyah in Saudi Arabia. As I say, he was top goal scorer in the league with a hat-trick on the last day. And you've seen the kind of threat he can provide for Mexico here.
Every meaningful threat so far has come through him.
Reyners here. Ball just given away a little too easily in a forward area by South Africa as they do try to build. Fidalgo to pick it up in the middle of the pitch. Away by Mbokazi. Reyners. Mudau is wide, the right back. He will get the corner late on in the half. It would be just like football if after the half we've had and the near misses for Mexico apart from the goal, if South Africa were to come up with an equalizer, that's a tale as old as time.
So true.
Back to Mokoena here. Cross is not bad, but it's well defended by Mexico. A long-range effort from Mbokazi, can hit them, but that was on the optimistic side from what, best part of 40 yards. Seven times Mexico have featured in the opening game of the World Cup. They've never won any of them. They're definitely on course at the moment to change that. In fact, they were in the very first World Cup match ever played back in 1930, losing 4-1 to France.
You called that game, didn't you?
Yeah. I was already 50 then. It's Quinones getting behind. Just a question, I think, of what Hugo Broos can say or do at half-time to maybe get South Africa into this game a bit more.
I'm actually quite curious, Ian, because, again, this World Cup is different, and we're going to hear this over and over. The 8 best third-place teams will advance to the knockout stage. So if you're South Africa, you don't have to go crazy trying to get a point out of the game. Of course you want it, but it's much better losing 1 than 2 or 3 or 4-0. That could knock your hopes out right away. So I'll be curious how aggressive they are in trying to get that second goal. And we'll see that throughout the first round.
I mean, nobody wants to lose the first game of the World Cup. It usually spells trouble. Didn't for Argentina 4 years ago, of course, when they lost to Saudi Arabia and ended up walking away with the trophy. There's exceptions to every rule. Playing 4 minutes of added time at the end of the half. Jimenez with the layoff. Now Gallardo thought about the shot, does, and didn't get hold of it. It was blocked anyway on the way through. Gallardo winning his 123rd cap today.
I'm also curious, Ian, if the Mexican fans are going to be content at 1-0. You hear a little bit of whistling when South Africa has the ball. They're certainly going to encourage their team to press and try to get the second and third.
Modiba taking on Alvarado, who tracked back to help his defense here. Goal kick is the decision. South Africa look a bit cheesed off about it, but I think it's right, isn't it? Let's look.
No.
Nice.
I think we're even now because there was one that should have gone Mexico's way earlier.
Yeah. So they don't correct them if it's a defensive.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's a bit. Yeah.
Not sure why they did that.
Just attacking corners that can be wiped out, as it were, if it wasn't a corner in the first place. Done some good work, hasn't he, Raul Jimenez?
Yeah,
might count himself a bit unlucky not to be on the score sheet.
Yeah, also there's so much value in a striker like that, Ian, because yes, he does all the scoring, but if South Africa press, as it comes to his feet here, Mexico have an outlet, and he's really good at holding the ball and getting out of pressure.
Piece of play again here. Well, Alvarado.
Well, Gutierrez, I think that was.
Gutierrez has come inside, yeah.
Quinones again. It's just been so good, and you needed a little bit of composure. There are a number of things you could have done there. Drag it to your left, open your foot, and curl it inside the right post. Roll it across to Raul Jimenez. But the one thing you can't do is let South Africa off the hook like that, and he knows it. Aguirre's not happy with that.
Yeah, he's seen it all in a very long coaching career. An amiable, unflashy coach who's definitely had Mexico moving the right way in more recent times. They've won 3 of the last 4 CONCACAF trophies available to them. And that after a rough spell where USA were having the upper hand. And that is half-time. 1 goal and other chances too, in truth, for South Africa. But the star of the half was Julian Quinones with the goal. Mexico leading South Africa by 1-0 at halftime. Analysis coming right up for you.
FIFA World Cup 2026 on Fox is sponsored by Ferrero. Go all in and score big with our match day treats.
In honor of America's 250th, Jeep and Captain America are saluting real Captains of America. Heroes like Captain Nuger, Captain Portales.
I got eyes on Cap.
Captain Murray.
Copy that.
Captain Enda. And all those who served our country.
Need to live, Cap?
Brought my own.
Jeep, built for freedom, driven by heroes.
Raise a Rocher to the thrill of the game. The iconic taste of Ferrero Rocher, now in a square.
Buy any 2 Ferrero brands and you could win $1 million.
Early start here for Adams. Sensodyne, brilliant touch. Volterra now with relief. And Tums looking to counter-attack. It's Tyler Adams! Every goal starts with an assist.
This is quite a game. It'll be a free kick. Oh, what a goal! Unbridled joy and emotion overflows.
Oh,
Hey, be safe.
We will. Thanks, Dad.
You know how some things in life just belong together? Sundays and self-care. Every Manny needs its petty, so why choose between scent and softness? Dove Body Wash with 24-hour micro moisture gives you both.
Get it! Let's go! Shake it down, ring and go and get yourself a whistle and blow.
New Balance, we got now.
Mexico with a brilliant play.
There's watching Mexico, and then there's experiencing Mexico with Platinum. Make your trip one to remember with the largest curated global hotel program. And at fine hotels and resorts, complimentary third night offers. And guaranteed 4 p.m. late checkout. Because you deserve a little extra stoppage time. For a life like no other, you need a card like no other. There's nothing like Platinum.
The FIFA World Cup 2026 halftime show on Fox is presented by Visa.
The 2026 FIFA World Cup is off and running. Mexico leading South Africa 1-0 at the break. The lone goal courtesy of Julian Quiñones, the third of his international career. Let's show you the reaction of Mexico fans in various watch parties everywhere from LA to Houston, and let's take you to Guadalajara as well. How about that? Those are the images that we are all here for. Rebecca Lowe, Thierry Henry, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Alexi Lalas with you. We're here in Los Angeles Stadium. A little quieter here, but tomorrow it won't be. The US are going to play their opening game. Gentlemen, let's have a look, shall we, at the first half down there in Mexico City. Salma Hayek, president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino there.
Come through, Ryan. Let's make some food. Tell us what's going on in your chat. Tell us what's the chat saying right now. Are they saying Joe remains undefeated? Oh, no, you know what? While you're at it, I'll show the chat some skills. Wait, did they say Joe remains undefeated? Yes, I'll show the chat some skills. I don't just talk about...
Trevor, you forgot your mic.
I don't
that
just...
means they can hear the
I don't just talk about...
hitting the water.
No, it means they can see it.
Damn, Joe.
Eugene, I don't just talk about it. I'm about that game as well.
And...
Oh!
Pierre 40, though.
Oh! Look at this guy.
On the chest.
On the chest? Here he goes. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Your chest looks a lot like your knee.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh, well done.
You want it to go on the chest? Ryan, is that what you want?
Like your knee.
Oh. But there's a microphone there. Maybe don't do the chest yet. But I can do this. On the final of the World Cup, 5 minutes before it ends. We don't need the mic anymore.
They say Joe is Mexican.
Yeah, it is. I could play for South Africa. Ryan, look at this. Oh! Joe, you're actually very good. Yes. Pierre 40. I don't just talk about the game, I'm about it as well. Ooh.
The guys are saying that Trevor took them to the toilet.
Ryan! You wanted the chest. He wanted the chest. Begin, look at this. Is the chat watching? Chat, look at this. That's how you lift the ball.
Yeah, they're saying you should have started. You got mad skills.
Look at this. Oh. Travis's life is in danger. They call me the African Ronaldinho. Why would they just call you Ronaldinho? The Ronaldinho.
Can you guys see us or can you see Trevor in the toilet? You don't actually know what you guys are seeing. They say you're cooking, Joe. So that means they can see you.
There's no way you can
see your ball.
There's no way you can tell me that Declan Rice has better skills than I do.
Somebody said Ryan Trevor is actually taking a dump.
This is some who's taking a dump.
Guys,
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If I'm taking a dump, guys, I'll never come back. Hey, me. You think I can take a dump at halftime? You clearly don't know me.
He did that during the water break.
A dump.
I'm calling you Ronaldinho.
Who's that? Oh, is this Joe with the skills?
Yes,
he's been doing keepy uppies for the chat.
I'm sure.
Yeah, chat. We got Mexican. They say, Joe, why aren't you on the pitch, Joe?
I know why. Whoa! Is it a Mexican or South African?
Bafana is not winning the World Cup. Why are you being a hater? Who's that?
Yeah, that's too much.
Why are you saying that? We know they're not winning the World Cup. Why would you even say that? Why Bafana's not winning the World Cup? We know they're not winning the World Cup. We know they're not winning the World Cup.
You know why? Can they make it to the knockout rounds? Who? Round of 32? Bafana.
Not playing like this.
I think he's going to change it. He's going to...
I hope so. I just don't think this style is going to,
He's going to sacrifice a defender, bring on a midfielder.
I just don't think we got it. Guys, what do we have here? Tacos.
Yep. And I think this is their version of Burrovos rolls. South American version of Burrovos rolls.
We tried to get Burrovos, guys. They didn't have. It's like a version of Burrovos rolls in South Africa. Ah,
it's a
that's
sausage
dope,
roll of
actually.
kind.
It's not bad. Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad. Microwave? Microwave nyana? Alright. No. Takasi? Nothing. Hey, now it's one of those where it's like, good luck opening it. Hey. How many? Yeah, does it take? I was about to say. Oh, man.
But I don't think there's power here. There's no power here.
Who didn't pay the electricity bill?
But I think it's...
Oh, Australia has it for free. Thank you very much. Mindy Hughes says that Australia has the World Cup for free.
That sounds like a real name.
On SBS.
The amount of criminals, cyber criminals in our chat.
No, there's no crime. We're just sharing information about the world here, bro.
Yes.
We're just sharing information.
I'm just here looking out for corporate interests.
You know what I mean?
My corporate overlords.
Is this the worst South African World Cup squad? Yeah. No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not. Yeah.
The team's building up. I think we have some of the best players we've had in a long time. South Africa's team is coming along. But here's the thing about World Cup squads, right? You don't build them overnight. It's like a generational thing. So by the time you see Belgium doing well at a World Cup, that squad was built like 10, 15 years ago when they were kids. So by the time you see like Kevin De Bruyne and Lukaku and all of them doing amazing,
put this in there.
You can't. That's like a team that was built when they were kids.
Oh, okay. I thought
So
you
yes,
said the microwave
the
has
team
a...
doesn't suck, but still got a long way to go.
Wait, did someone just call me a capitalist in the chat?
And remember, this is the
I'm not a
this is the World Cup.
capitalist.
Most people are
I'm an American.
You said you are looking out for corporate overlords.
I'm an American. I'm a Yankee. That's what I am. I'm not a capitalist. I'm about the free market. Oh,
it's going to be an interesting one. This. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But they're not a bad. They're not a bad team. And shout out to everyone from everywhere. We got Kenya in the house representing.
Oh, Obama.
Tupo side Wadau. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Is that Swahili?
Yeah, I thought it was Swahili.
Yeah, that's Swahili. I don't. I have.
You dabble.
A person, yes, exactly.
Yeah, you dabble in Swahili.
Yes.
I've heard Joe dabble here and there in Swahili.
I'm trying hard not to overuse my...
Freddie Santos says Mexico choking a lead is football heritage. Second half is going to be interesting. No, you know what? I'm supporting South Africa, so I hope you're right. But I also don't want that for Mexico. It's the opening game, guys.
I think a draw is the perfect result.
I was watching on DSTV.
Holland Chimba says it's going to be a draw. South Africa is going to... Yo, a lot of people are cheering for South Africa here, guys.
Oh, you just went in. You didn't wait for it to do.
No Zamalek on set. Only Joe.
Oh, man. They're beautiful game.
If you're on Tubi in the USA, it's free to watch. Is that true?
I have no idea.
No, I don't think it can be.
How would that be possible? Is Tubi part of Fox? How did that happen?
Maybe some game, something.
You know, World Cup is a great show. It's not corporate overlord.
Tubi is like before you watch the game, you have to watch this crappy series or movie first.
Hey, my man. Those are fantastic, bro. Tubi. Don't sleep on Tubi, my man. Tubi has the greatest dramas of all time, my friend.
Wait,
yeah,
so
apparently.
Are we eating or is it just South Africans eating? Are we starving the Ugandan? Is that what
we're trying to warm this up, unless you want it cold?
Yeah.
There's oven.
Watching like from Namibia, we got your back. Thanks,
You won't do anything?
Put it on.
I
would just eat it the way it is.
Yeah, bro, I think your chances of heating this up are very low.
Ooh.
I don't think it's going to work for you. I don't think it's going to work for you, my friend.
Me, I'm a bread to Rachel. I want more stuffing.
I don't think it's going to work for you,
and
my
the
friend.
bread in.
Trevor talking about putting the ball on the chest. This is La Masia kid.
Oh, look at this.
La Masia.
Look at this guy. Damn, Joe. Damn, Joe, you got some skills,
Barcelona.
Joe. Which Barcelona?
Huh?
Barcelona in Spain.
Yes. Oh, La Masia. Oh.
You think you could have made it in Barcelona in Spain, Joe?
Why do you think you wouldn't have made Barcelona?
This guy, Barcelona in Spain.
You know what they call me?
You know what you need to do to be part of La Masia? You need to pass the ball.
You know what they call me at Pier 40? They call me Pedri Potter. Pedri Potter. Oh.
At Pier 40, they call Joe, not again, Joe. That's what they call him. Everyone. Oh, not again, Joe.
So if you're watching from South Africa, this is the closest you... Hey, where's the camera, man? Hey. Travis! Hey, man.
Where's the chicken?
If you're watching from South Africa, this is the closest you ever come to a Boss roll.
free Tubi with an email.
Oh, with an email. Okay.
Trev, you're wearing a fake T-shirt. Please change, bro. Yo, Glenn, we're gonna fight, bro. Where's Glenn? Yo, we're gonna fight, bro. We're gonna fight right now, bro.
Yeah, Glenn, post your address.
Bro, tell me where you are and we'll meet down and we'll fight. In fact, guy's gonna tell me I'm wearing a fake shirt.
It's not original. It came from South Africa. Ryan brought it straight from France.
Yo, this guy's gonna tell me my shirt is fake. You know you're touching me. You're touching me deep in my soul, bro. Shout out Mexico for the tacos. Okay, guys, who's winning the halftime food game? Mexico or South Africa?
They're saying, show us the food, please.
Let's try.
Look at that.
Do you want to come in and see the food?
Look at that.
We can give you a tour. Do you know what that is, Joe?
I have no idea. But
Boerewors roll.
But it's like, oh, it's like delicious, man.
It's the best Boerewors roll we could make with what we had here.
With some tomato relish, sausage, bread. There's no chilies.
Cheese.
Oh, cheese. Mine is not cheese.
So this is a Boerewors roll, guys. Americans would just call it like a sausage and bread.
You're not gonna survive it.
What, the top?
Yeah, I'm saying if I put the top in.
It's too much bread.
Yeah, yo, someone just said you guys are eating at midnight. This guy doesn't know about time zones. What's your name?
Oh my God, Joe!
Supposed to teach.
Tell them about time zones, Joe.
Time zones.
Yeah.
Eating at midnight.
Oh my God, bro! No man.
Show them that. Oh my God.
You know, bro, if you give Joe an
it's called the pedalada. Ooh. Ooh.
Guys, I can't do the 25 minutes. I can't do that.
Here we go.
Joe, get it all out this man. I'm deflating this ball. I'm deflating this ball.
Yeah, please save us.
Oh my God. Oh man.
You know, when you watch a documentary about a soccer player, you know, and they say, when he was a child, he only had eyes for the ball.
Yeah. Oh,
he could never leave the ball alone. He used to take the ball to bed with him.
He slept
That's
with the
what
ball.
Joe is getting on now, like.
Oh, boy. Oh.
So you see, in America,
right? He was growing up in Uganda. He took the tape of swordfish to bed with him. He could never put it down.
Tape of swordfish.
Oh, man. Oh, damn.
Have you ever gotten a blowjob while trying to hack the system?
I just want to see a drunk Trevor. Evanna. I don't know what that means.
Be careful what you wish for.
It's never a good experience, I'll tell you. As a guy who was seeing him. And Trevor, by the Trevor is a lightweight. Trevor takes like one. Yeah, right. Trevor.
You've never drank alcohol. Where have you seen me drunk?
You're the reason I don't drink.
Horrible logic.
This guy.
By the way, horrible
No. But I'm saying, when has he ever been in a place where there's alcohol being consumed? This guy.
And you're there.
Joe,
I've been to a Shebin.
You want to talk about lightweights?
I've been to a Shebin.
This guy's never drank alcohol. Never. Never.
I believe you.
Gets tipsy on deodorant, bro. This guy.
Gets tipsy on deodorant.
This guy. No alcohol ever.
I'm going to.
You know what? Joe, okay.
I'm going to talk to my Ugandans in the chat.
Joe, can we do a shot with you?
Let's start the hashtag.
Joe, can we do a shot with you?
To stay
Can we do
1-0,
what?
maybe
We do a
sneak
shot.
goal
What
somewhere.
needs to happen at the
From
World Cup?
Mexico's standpoint, it's less about honestly what the players want, Ian. Will this crowd allow them to just take their foot off the pedal? I don't think so.
We shall see. Mexico have only lost 1 of 11 World Cup games when they've led at half-time. That was back in 1978 against Tunisia. Nearly caught out there. Fidalgo here. He's got an opportunity. He gets it right. Mira wanted that, and he was in space. If that had been pulled back to him. Oh, and then a howitzer from Gutierrez.
What are South Africa doing? You're a minute into the half. And boy, did they get lucky. Multiple chances here for Mexico. This one just taken a little too early from Gutierrez. I have no idea what Williams is doing there. After a phenomenal first half, he nearly ended the game there.
As the ref cam, you can see how fast the game is. It's good to just see the odd little cameo from that particular camera. And you get an idea of how quick the decision-making has to be at this exalted level of the game. As Fidalgo again is a bit of a pass picker. in midfield, and I think every team needs one of those.
God, that was a big chance, Ian, for Mexico to go 2-0 up, and probably should have done a little better.
Lira had done really well coming from his defensive midfield position. He was waiting in space, and the ball just wasn't pulled back to him. So that was a really big opportunity for Mexico to give themselves some clear water. Just to check on the teams. Going through there were no changes that we could see at half-time. What a sight that is for the players to be playing in an arena like the Azteca. It opened in 1966 with the game against Tottenham Hotspur. Quinones has done well again here. He's seen the goalkeeper off his line and tried his luck. That's how big his confidence is at the moment.
Oh, he is loving it right now. Danced through a few South African players. Ambitious, yes, but I can't blame him right now.
Every World Cup, you get a few breakout stars. Players nobody was talking about beforehand, but everybody's talking about a couple of weeks in, which is one of the many attractive propositions as Alvarado latches onto the ball here for Mexico. I think the problem for South Africa is they just look a little porous at the back. And they're making mistakes. They did for the goal. It nearly cost them again. Foster dispossessed. And they're looking for a moment of inspiration from somebody.
This game has opened up quite a bit to start the second half. I was not expecting to see that. Mexico might just put their foot on the ball a little bit here and calm down.
Don't forget the United States start their campaign tomorrow against Paraguay. We'll give you more details about that a little bit later on. But Alvarado and Gutierrez is broken in behind. Then is that a red card? It might be, you know, it will be. Denial of a goal scoring opportunity, and South Africa's problems grow.
And the only question here is going to be if he was onside or not. On first glance, it was very tight. But it looks like Sithole is going to be shown the door.
It will be looked at, of course, by VAR. Maybe we can call Mark Clattenburg, our refereeing expert, in here. Mark, what do you think?
Yeah, of course the VAR needs to check the offside initially, but it looks like it was onside. I think the defender had actually played him on, and now the question is, was it inside or outside? The referee was in a good position. You can clearly see that the contact was outside. And once he gives it outside, it's not a genuine attempt to play the ball. And therefore, because it's outside, it would always be given as a red card for denying of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, look like that. I don't see that being reversed. No. Looking at that.
That was a rugby tackle.
Yaya Sithole, with a famous name. Remember Yaya Toure? But it looks like his World Cup debut is going to end in a red card here. It's just all being checked.
Now, Ian, on this free kick, if I'm Mexico, I'm hitting this hard goalkeeper's side. It's really hard at altitude to get it up and down over the wall quickly. It can be done, of course, but it's much more difficult than at sea level.
It's very close in, isn't it, to get that up and down. Jimenez right into the wall. Back to Gutierrez, and then Gallardo's effort is sliced into more than Z.
Double Z. I just say Z. I mean Z.
Yeah.
You say Z in America. Good job by South Africa, by the way. Keep their wall tight. Two blockers did their job. And now it gets really interesting. Mexico are going to have all of the possession the rest of the way. South Africa, I predict, will be holding on for dear life.
They got it back from Rosie anyway.
They converted you.
I've learned. School of Landon Donovan. Two countries separated by the same language. Gutierrez again, he's pretty bright, isn't he? Mudau got a good challenge in that time. The mountain just got a heck of a lot steeper for South Africa. Now have a corner as well. Alvarado. You made the point, Langdon, and it's worth reinforcing with the mathematics in these groups. 12 groups, top 2 through, 8 best third places. You still could make it as long as you don't take a hammering in the first game. So maybe damage limitation might be part of South Africa's ploy from this point, but we shall see.
Well, certainly down a player now. They have to think about that, and I wouldn't be surprised if Hugo Broos makes some sort of substitution quickly here.
Yeah, might need to. That was the third South African red card in their various World Cup campaigns.
This feels like a game now for Gilberto Moura to come into. A great way to introduce the 17-year-old up a man. Not a lot of pressure, can go be creative and make plays, which they're going to need to do if South Africa sit in now.
A lot of talk about Gilberto Moura, and he was really good in the Gold Cup last summer, a breakout star. I think he's been carrying a little bit of injury, not much of one, so I'm told. He's a real talent. Not ready, really, to start this game, but he still might have a pretty big part to play in this World Cup. Kind of hope so.
You know, a lot of times when you go up a player, up a man, a lot of coaches decide to just keep things as is. I was always of the opinion you need to make changes too, because the game is completely different now. Of course, South Africa will be thinking about that defensively, but from an attacking standpoint, Mexico should too. Go win this game.
And South Africa on the attack, which has been something of a rarity in the game so far. Is Modiba, who likes to raid forward from left back usually, but there have been few chances to do that against this Mexican side who's been letting in very few goals of late. It should be said they do look a pretty well organised outfit, which is handy, always. And there is Modiba. Again, the handling from Rangel did make you kind of wonder for a moment.
I'd like to hear from Peter Schmeichel on this. My goalkeeper Tim Howard used to say too, ball's moving like that and at altitude, it gets there a lot faster. And it's challenging, and it certainly tested Rangel there.
Incidentally, scan the QR code on the screen to vote for the Michelob Ultra Superior Player of the Match. I think I know who the leading contender might be so far.
It's pretty obvious so far.
Yeah. Not that we shouldn't lead the viewers on. They can do what they like. So here is a change. Midfield player Mbata to come on. Away by Sebisi.
That's nice.
Defense today.
Yeah, again, that was predictable. And then, you know, again, if I'm Javier Aguirre, don't be too conservative here. Go try to get the second, third goals, end the game.
And because he missed out there, here's Jimenez. Jimenez was able to freshen up a good deal for this World Cup because he wasn't in the Fulham team that often on the run into the season. And of course, the Mexican team have been together since about May the 6th, I understand. A very long camp indeed. None of their players were allowed to play in the playoffs at the end of the season. They were told if they did, they wouldn't be in the World Cup squad. So Mexico are taking this very seriously. As they should, of course.
Yeah, obviously it's difficult for the clubs, right? And they hate it, but you have to take a big picture view of this. This is a massive opportunity, as it is for the U.S. and Canada, to show really well on home soil.
Again, the referee hot on any pushing, shoving ahead of these set pieces. It was flicked on by Reyes and well defended that time by Ocon. The fact of the matter is, so far though, Landon, South Africa have never seriously got into this contest. By the way, the white dashes you can see under the scoreline there are how many substitutes the two teams have left. Mexico, all 5. South Africa, 4. Just see it under the names. It's going to look quite hard. Coming in this World Cup for the first time, there will be a round of 32, so a treat of knockout football in the later stages to look forward to. You and I were looking at it earlier, Landon. If Mexico finish second in this group and USA are second in their group, they play each other.
Is that so?
Yeah. 2A v 2B. It's written there in the round of 32, but of course both teams are hoping to top their group. And Mexico made the right kind of start. Still looking for that second goal here. Quiñones with the deep ball. You can see what the idea was.
Yeah, you can see it developing too. Alvarado with a good late run. Again, patience will help Mexico, just pulling South Africa apart, and one just got away from Quiñones a little bit.
Talking of the USA, that game against Paraguay, which has been spoken about for so long now, that's live tomorrow on Fox with coverage starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. on the West Coast Pacific Time. Think they'll win, Landon?
I do. I do think they'll win. I was at the final friendly against Germany on Saturday. Although they lost, I was encouraged, and I see what the crowd here has done for this Mexico team, and I expect the same tomorrow in LA for our U.S. team.
I'm looking forward to that game, and I think if the USA do win, that might spread a little bit of football fervor around the nation. You'd hope so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's what should happen. I remember when you scored that goal in 2010. After that, there were stories of people getting off work early in Wall Street to go down and watch the matches.
I apologize to their bosses.
It's too late, I think. Substitution here, the experienced playmaker Zwane is going to be introduced in place of Jaden Adams, who's, in all honesty, not really got into the amalgam. Zwane is an old campaigner, Mamelodi Sundown player, wearing his 56 cap here today. When it's raced to be fit, and a player who can influence the game. So I think he's been brought on with the idea of getting them possession further forward and making something happen. See if he can. 36 now, though.
I have to be honest, Ian, I'm a bit disappointed with the way Mexico have approached this since the red card. It's a little too casual. They feel like the game's over, and it may be. But all it takes is one moment, and I'd like to see them go get the second and third goal. And you can hear it a bit from the crowd, too. They're not happy about this.
It's never over at 1-0. To Cesar Montes and then Eric Lira, who's gone through a lot of good work in that midfield. And Fidalgo. Only a 10th cap for Fidalgo today. Yeah, the whistle will go for the challenge on Mudal. Quinones pleads his innocence.
Just got his foot high there.
Yeah. High boot, yeah.
Light touch, but certainly a foul.
Nothing to make a big drama out of, really. Nobody is trying, in fairness. Luis Chavez is going to be introduced here by Mexico, scorer of a great goal against Saudi Arabia at the last World Cup. Forward by Montes, not very accurately though, picked up by Mokwena in the middle of the pitch. They live in hope, South Africa here, and that's the kind of cross that could cause the problem for them. Half-hearted penalty appeals. Usually the streets are pretty packed with traffic around Mexico City. I would say at the moment they are deserted. Everybody is hooked on this game, and that, I think, delightfully is one of the great things about the World Cup. In all 48 nations, they'll come to a standstill when their team are playing.
And I would say, and all those people watching are not happy right now. Now you're hearing boos from the crowd.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit restless. That can happen sometimes with
this is what I was
Mexican
saying.
crowds.
Yeah, just after halftime, I was saying, will the crowd allow them to take their foot off? And they won't. Nor should they. You never know what can happen, and goal differential matters in all ways. And being up a player at home for 45 minutes, it has to be better than this.
And just a feeling they're rather sitting on the lead at the moment. Sabisi. Sabisi lost the ball. That's happened a few times. Gutierrez played a clever little ball to Gallardo, who'd come back as the inverted fullback there from left back, turning up in the inside left channel. Modern coaches love that tactic. .65 gone. Mexico 1, South Africa 0. Two more changes. Luis Chavez, I mentioned to you. And also Gilberto Mora. This is what the crowd wanted to see. The 17-year-old who is the youngest player at this World Cup. Now can he come on and liven up Mexico a little more?
Yeah, and that's what I thought should happen and would happen. It's a perfect type of game for him.
Fidalgo's the player that's gone off, and Mora is out there now. He's a player who could give Mexico a little of the X factor they might need if they want to go deep in this World Cup. Here's Lira. I think it's going to be different for Edson Alvarez to get back in the side. Mira seems to have taken over that role. Jimenez does what his Quinones again. Alvarado's crossing, and there's the goal he was looking for. It's Raul Jimenez, and it's 2-0. A World Cup goal at last.
Well, Ian, the crowd wanted a little inspiration. Starts with Raul Jimenez. Through that man, Quinones again. Jimenez follows his run into the box. Easy header for him. And you can see what it means to him. Tears all around. Could not be happier for him. 2-0 Mexico.
Soaked in tears, Raul Jimenez. This is the player whose life was in danger after he fractured his skull playing for Wolves against Arsenal a few years ago. He's come back from that. Here he is starting for the first time in the World Cup and scoring as well. And that leads to the hydration break, powered to you by Powerade.
How could you not love this game?
Fans are happy again, really happy. Mexico are on their way in this World Cup, that's for sure.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. It all started when I got to the FIFA World Cup, and wow, thousands of Verizon customers.
Oh, you got the free Verizon tickets too?
No, I'm with amazing seats.
I'm sorry.
Okay. And even pitch side access.
Are you? David Beckham, a Verizon customer.
This used to be for players. Now it's for Verizon customers. No one gets you closer than Verizon.
What would you like the power to do? Your passion for this game opens opportunities. For them, for our local businesses,
Got the new merch.
Oh my goodness.
for the community. Because when local businesses thrive,
Thank you so much.
the community also thrives. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask, what would you like the power to do?
Okay, buckle up. We're going to a game. 3-on-3. No referee, no rules. Street rules. Exactly.
Who we playing?
It's a local crew.
I didn't fly it, just...
Hey! This local crew, they haven't lost since 1996. That's when people say it started. They beat everyone who showed up. Kids, bigger kids, the techers, even the bruisers. Anyone, anytime. 3 legends. Peak of their powers. But this crew took them down.
How many people know about this?
Everybody knows.
J'ai entendu dire qu'ils utilisent une sorte de magie.
Mima Testisha. Nadie.
Nunca, jamais.
No, man.
No way. It's all true.
Who's up next?
What do you think of my team?
Sorry,
Welcome back, South Africa 2-0 down. Now there's the danger here of this turning into a damaging defense. That hydration break powered by Powerade for you. 20 minutes remaining, and South Africa down to 10 players after the red card for Yaya Sitole. Mexico haven't lost an opening game, or one of their opening games anyway, at the tournament since 1994, and they were beaten by Norway. Incidentally, I got my Group B's and Group D's messed up a little earlier. USA and Mexico will have to wait.
Okay, that's fine. I was excited.
I think it's called like a false promo, isn't it?
You're giving false hope.
Yeah, getting ahead of the game. It's a great ball out of defense. Quinones again. Gaps starting to appear here. Jimenez. But the flag's gone up here. A bit belatedly. Of course, that's another thing of this World Cup. They've got a wristband on of the referee's assistants, and it will vibrate. There's the offside if a player's even 10 centimeters offside. So that will stop the delayed flags in theory. Must be happy, mustn't he? Javier Aguirre, 67 years of age now. Said a lot of good things at his press conference yesterday about these players having a chance to really write themselves into football folklore. Jimenez has got another opportunity, taken out, no penalty, says the referee. He was right on the scene, to be fair, and made an instant decision. Jimenez stays down.
Well, this is a tough one. Jimenez does a good job to keep himself on side, and yeah, I don't think you can give a penalty for this. Certainly a lot of contact from Sabisi. He goes with his shoulder, and that's going to be legal. Doesn't feel good, though.
Let's call him Mark Klamberg. What did you think, Mark?
Yeah, it looks like the defender's going to go in with his shoulder, and I think the attacker then turns his body to make it look like it's shoulder to body. But I think it was two players committed to the ball, and the VAR was correct not to recommend any other decision other than the referee's decision to play on.
Thank you, Mark. Stays 2-0, no penalty awarded. With a yellow card awarded for Sabisi this time. He's much involved in the action.
Well, he figured he got away with the last one a little bit. At least earn your yellow card if you're going to do it. And the frustration starting to show now for South Africa. They need to be careful and set it over and over, but cannot let this get away from you.
I think it was the high elbow that the referee didn't like there. In South Africa, that is to go to 3-0. That's what happened to them up against France in 1998. That was the year, of course, France went on to lift the crown. Well, one of the years they did anyway. And then right this time as well, we've got a very, very frightening attacking lineup. Led, of course, by Kylian Mbappe. Gallardo. Mexico can rub salt in the wounds here. Pushing the ball around with some confidence. Jimenez. Broken up by Ocon. Again, they give the ball away. South Africa, what a challenge by Mbokasi that was. You need a lot more of it. Free kick to South Africa. Later tonight in this group on Fox Sport 1, South Korea and Czechia facing off in Guadalajara. Coverage starting at 9 o'clock Eastern Time on Fox Sports 1. Two more changes coming up for South Africa. The winger Oswin Apollis is one of those to be introduced, and Evidence Makopa, who did score in the AFCON Championships too late against Cameroon. And on comes Edson Alvarez, the captain, to win his 100th cap. The fans know about this, I think, as well. Give him a big round of applause. Lira, like-for-like switch, and Jimenez makes way to Reyners off and Modiba off to make way for those two South African substitutes. You see the white lines underneath the scoreline denoting how many substitutes are left for the coaches, and it's a dwindling amount now, of course. But this is the perfect start for Mexico in their, well, sacred home of the Azteca. They've only ever lost 2 competitive games here. And you know how tough it is to play here, Landon.
Ian, when they're playing well in the altitude and you're chasing the ball and the crowd's behind, it just feels like a battle you can't win, and you've seen that from South Africa today. They had some moments of optimism, but in the end, the quality came through from Mexico. And now the question is, how bad will it get for South Africa, and how good will it get for Mexico?
With a win here, they'll feel they already have 1 foot in the knockout rounds. Here come Mexico looking to launch their next attack. Vasquez played it inside. Chavez spreads it wide. And the lively Alvarado. There's going to be quite a celebratory atmosphere, to put it mildly, around Mexico City today. This game kicking off at 1 p.m. local time, so there's plenty of time to celebrate. Quiñones gets a big round of applause for his goal-scoring display today. Hit the post as well. And Alexis Vega, who must have thought he was on course to be the starter on that left-hand side, comes on to replace him.
Well, it's very clear now who's going to start, and Quiñones has been the best player on the field today. And as you said earlier, Ian, Mexico continue like this, and he continues like this, he could be one of the breakout stars of this tournament.
Here's Mokoena. Great high press has gone on from South Africa to give him the ball away again, but this time the referee pulls it back. It's good work by Mora, who's a bit disappointed that the referee blew his whistle there.
That's a really poor call.
Yeah.
Mora did nothing wrong.
There's that press again. They know now that these South African players are not that good playing out from the back. It's been costly for them here. Pep Guardiola started all of that, didn't he? Teams playing out from the back, so many around the world try to copy it. Not every team's got the players to pull it off.
Well, that's the problem, Ian, is very few can do it at that level. And South Africa put themselves in a hole early, and nearly at the beginning of the second half made the hole even deeper.
Here's Apolis cutting onto his right foot, got a decent shot away, makes an immediate impact. A lot of people thought he might make the starting lineup. He didn't.
Oh, and there are 2 problems here. Alvarado down. And I think it might be Vega also, who stretched to block that. And there you see Alvarado getting run into by Zwane. I think the bigger issue right now is Vega, who just came on the field. Let's hope he's okay.
Never want to see players injured at a World Cup. It's such a pinnacle of the player's career, and it's heartbreaking for those players who miss out with an injury in training just before the championships, which unfortunately does happen.
And apologies, that wasn't Vega, that might have been Reyes. Either way, let's hope both are okay.
There's Armando Gonzalez. Plays for Chivas. Prolific in Liga MX. Last 10 minutes here. And the referee coming across to just check on something here.
No, I think it was the play here against Reyes, and that's why he was down. Or not Reyes, sorry, Alvarado. Oh, and a little bit of the left hand there to the face. This could get worse for South Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, there, off the ball from Swane, I think it is.
Yeah, I think he might get set off here.
Let's bring in Mark Clattenburg on this.
Yeah, what the referee has to look at is the act violent and malicious? And what you do see is the arm is, the fist is clenched as he goes past his opponent, and then he makes a secondary movement with his arm towards his opponent's face. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is a violent act and a red card to be issued.
The consultation's taken place, and we're going to get the referee's decision straight away. This could get a lot worse for South Africa.
Attacker number 11, commissaire Fabrice, is arms directed to the face of the defender. Decision, direct free kick, red card.
It is another red card. South Africa reduced to 9 players. A nightmare day for them at the Azteca. Well, you heard Mark Clattenburg's interpretation of what he saw there. And Swane, the veteran playmaker, has to go. Agree with that, Landon?
I do. You could see the intent as he swam by Alvarado. Just gives him that last slap really in the face, and you just can't get away with that anymore, Ian. There's cameras everywhere, VAR, and have to be smarter than that.
And then there were 9. Tonight, the premiere of World Cup 2026 After Hours with James Corden on Fox at midnight local. Vega. Sabisi's challenge. Nothing wrong with that. Looked like Vega was kind of looking for it, really, to be honest with you. Closing stages here of the opening game. There are always talking points, and the 2 red cards will be 2 of the biggest here. Not much doubt about the first one. The second one, probably a little bit more arguable, but I'm with Landon. He's given the referee a decision to make with that.
And this has all been self-inflicted by South Africa. The first goal given away, the 2 red cards. Falling asleep on the first red card and having to drag down a player. They're going to have to regroup quickly because they're in a big hole now. And they absolutely need something now out of the second match.
Second game for them is against Czechia in Atlanta. Coming up on the 18th. Mexico plays South Korea in Guadalajara next. Good break between the fixtures for the players to refresh, refocus. And Mexico's mood will only brighten and make it 9 games unbeaten now in all competitions. But forget the friendlies, this is the one that matters. Vasquez, bit of an armchair ride back there for those defenders today. Mora, Luis Chavez, now Alexis Vega. Gallardo to lay it inside, Mora, found a bit of space. They want him to get a goal. The 17-year-old, you can sense it every time he gets the ball. Already a big favorite of the Mexican fans. But his ball was inaccurate. I mean, there's no way of wrapping this up. South Africa have been poor today, Landon.
Yeah, they have, and it's resemblant of their form coming into the game. You see here, yeah, you can see the left arm there, Zwane. It's been reminiscent of their form coming into the tournament. And they've had some moments where they could have taken advantage of the Mexican defense. And yeah, as you said, they've just been too poor.
And the ruthless fact of the matter is that the other teams in this group will see South Africa now as a chance to pot 3 points. And of course, those two players who've got the red card will be suspended for the next game. This doesn't help. And Mexico can just play keep ball really here now. Wide by Reyes. He's okay now after that little incident. Armando Gonzalez stayed down. Hoped he'd get a free kick. It's gone the other way. Even before the game, and I might be reading too much into this, I was watching South Africa warm up, and they looked a bit flat during that as well. Not like a team about to play an exciting game at the World Cup. And I think that has been reflected in the performance here.
Yeah, I said early on in the game, their body language was poor as well. The ball would turn over, a bad pass, and players were quite disappointed, throwing their arms up, and they don't look like a good collective team right now.
Is Alvarez. Wins the header. He is the captain of the team, even though he was left out of the 11. There's no sentiment when it comes to selection. The coach picks the 11 players he thinks can do the job, and you'd have to say he got that right. By the way, Raul Jimenez with his goal moved equal in the all-time Mexican scoring list with Jared Borghetti, who scored at the World Cup himself. Level on 46 goals, and of course Chicharito, who's with us today, good to see him, still leads the way.
He'll be a happy guy today, Ian.
52 for him. Yeah. So popular around here, he needs a disguise, I think. Luis Chavez. A very relaxed Mexico. Likewise, their huge support here. In this, well, it's been a sea of green, the Azteca. Correction, the whole city's been a sea of green. Gonzalez lays it back. Against 9 men here, they can just keep passing the football. Always somebody free. Piece of cake. Vega. Want to get in on the scoring act. A World Cup goal is a World Cup goal after all. Mudau here needs a bit of support. Taken out of it by Montez, and that's got to be a card. What are they protesting about, the Mexican players? There's absolutely no case at all.
Although I did see the referee go to his back pocket initially. Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow. That's what they were protesting.
Cesar Montez, red card. Let's bring Mark in again on that. What did you see there, Mark?
Wait, first of all, what it has to be is it has to be a goal-scoring opportunity. And what three elements that the referee's looking at is the position of the ball. Does the attacker have control over the ball? Yes, he does. Is the ball going towards the goal? There could be a slight doubt because it does change slightly direction. But when you look at the replay again, that attacker can easily get onto the ball and be one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And there's no covering defender, so I can understand why the referees give that. It'll split opinions because the ball does slightly change direction. But I believe that this attacker could easily have got on to the end of that ball and have a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. So I believe the referee was right to issue the red card.
You think it was a clear scoring opportunity, Mark?
Yeah, but they took out the clear and obvious in the laws of the game some years ago, Ian. And what the referee has to do is look at three elements. Does the attacker have control over the ball? Is there any covering defenders? And the way the angle of the ball changes direction. But the angle of the ball doesn't change that much towards the goal line. That attacker can still easily get onto the ball and have a one-on-one chance with the goalkeeper.
Thank you, Mark. That's a third red card on the opening day of the World Cup.
I gotta say, I have a good friend, Tim Howard, who's part of the Goalkeepers Union. Always protects them. That feels a bit protective of this referee. That's a harsh red card. I can't see that being a red card.
Mark did say opinions would differ. He's right. It is a debate, that one. But
well, look, he knows
it better than us.
He knows the exact
He's
rules.
the guy that's ref at the top level. So.
I'm just saying, I've played a lot of games,
Yeah,
and I've never seen that given as a red card.
I'm not arguing with Mark Plattenberg about refereeing. He knows what he's doing.
All right, the game is over.
And Bukasi made a real mess of that, South Africa.
I will.
And that very definitely wasn't a scoring opportunity because they messed up the free kick.
I'm going to figure out how I can. Yeah, I just need to invest in something to block off the light, or green screen is probably the word I'm looking for, and one or two other things to make this a better experience for you guys. But hopefully everything went well. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Tomorrow we will stream we won't be able to stream actually, so we'll do an early stream. But yeah, peace.